Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. In Malachi chapter 1, we have a rebuke against the priests of God. They were not offering the best sacrifices that they could. They were basically giving God the leftovers. And they weren't really putting a lot of heart into the sacrifices and into the offerings that they were giving to the Lord. And it says starting in verse 12, it says, "But you are profaning it in that you say, the table of the Lord is defiled. And as for its fruit is to be despised. You also say, behold, how tiresome it is. And you disdainfully sniff at it, says Yahweh of hosts. And you bring what was taken by robbery and what is lame or sick, so that you bring the offering. Should I accept that from your hand, says Yahweh?" And basically what they were doing was they were despising the table of the Lord, whether they're talking about the table of showbread or maybe speaking of the altar as a table, but they were basically profaning it by disdaining the table of the Lord, not offering the best things. But then also they were saying how tiresome it is, having to keep this law, having to offer these sacrifices. And then it says that they gave what was taken by robbery, what was lame or sick, not giving God the best of the flock, just giving him, again, the leftovers. And as we are gathering together with other brothers and sisters to worship today, and as we come to bring a sacrifice of praise and thanksgiving to the Lord, we got to make sure that we don't fall into the same trap as well. It might very well be the case that some are going to church today and saying, behold, how tiresome it is. Maybe after a long week, or maybe just getting burned out on going to church every Sunday, and having to get up early and having to get the family ready, or whatever it might be. Some might begin to think how tiresome it is. And then when they do come to worship, they simply give God the leftovers. They don't really give him the best worship they can. And they kind of just float through the services, kind of just go in and check off the box on the list and then go home. And we got to remember who it is that we're serving. We got to remember who it is that we are coming before when we come together and worship. Malachi would say, or the Lord would say through Malachi, would you give the governor that kind of offering? And the same thing is true with us. If someone who was very high in authority, someone perhaps who was very famous, someone who was respected, we would want to give him the most honorable reception as possible. We would want to treat him as our honored guest. And we'd want to give him the best, or her the best dedication that we could give. But here we are coming together to worship the God of all creation, the one who made everything that exists, the God who is sovereign above all creation. And this is no small thing. And if we're going to be coming together with other brothers and sisters, we should be giving God the best worship. We should give him the best of our heart. And not say how tiresome is it, but just be very thankful that we have the opportunity to worship the greatest being in all existence. And hopefully as we open up our hearts and our minds to him, as we seek him and yearn for him and lift up our eyes to him, we will be able to give him the worship that he deserves. And that we will really put our heart and our mind into the worship that we offer today. So hopefully the book of Malachi will motivate us to do that, to give God the best, to give God the best worship, the best offering we can, an offering of thanksgiving and praise unto his name. So these are some things we can reflect on and think about as we do reading today. With that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.